This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us as we discuss Episode 7 of the Ahsoka series. Hera is facing a court-martial because her superiors didn't hold with her ideals. They think she should have stayed home and not gotten involved. But she deliberately disobeyed them, and what's worse, she put her son in danger. Because they can't handle the truth that Papa Smurf is about to return from a galaxy far, far away. Yes, sir, Hera's in the hot seat, but this plucky Twi'lek is in Twi'luck, because her only hope arrives just in time, in the form of a message from Leia to save her space buns. And while this would have been a golden opportunity to see my little girl on screen once again, my old pal 3PO handles all the courtroom protocol, and Hera gets off scot-free, because if you thought a Disney character was going to face consequences for their own actions, I've got a nice piece of beachfront property I'd like to sell you on Alderaan. Now, if it seems like I'm being a little harsh here, let's just remember that she directly disobeyed orders and got 2 X-Wing pilots killed in the process. And you'd think that would deserve at least a slap on the wrist. But zero consequences seems to be the running theme for this series, because Sabine doesn't face any either. She willingly hands the fate of the galaxy over to the enemy with the mere chance of seeing her old buddy Ezra again. And to make matters worse, once Ahsoka reunites with the group, there are no recriminations, no stern lecture, just a few smirks and head nods. Sabine is displaying Sith behavior, acting selfishly, plunging the galaxy into danger, just so she can get what she wants. Unfortunately, this is a growing pattern in Disney Star Wars, because Rey did the exact same thing. In Episode 8, she went straight to the darkness, as Luke put it, to try and find answers to who her parents were. She faced no consequences either. So not only do these new Disney projects commit the criminal offense of being boring and poorly written, they are giving moral lessons to younger viewers that are the antithesis of the core themes of George Lucas's original vision for Star Wars. Back to the story. Remember those dopey-looking trailer park snail people in Hobbit Fest Ezra's been hanging out with? Well, it wouldn't be a Disney Star Wars project without a low-speed chase. You could say it moves at a snail's pace. Now, I've noticed there's about 4 ideas that keep recycling from project to project with these Disney Star Wars things. A low-speed chase, stopping a lightsaber with the Force, surviving being stabbed with a lightsaber, and finally, an epic hallway scene. Don't believe me? Okay, now stay with me here. Last Jedi, low-speed chase. Book of Boba Fett, low-speed Vespa chase. Kenobi, low-speed chase between my Star Destroyer and the Rebel transport. Ahsoka, low-speed chase between snail people and space banditos riding discount wargs. Rise of Skywalker, they stopped lightsabers with the Force. Kenobi series, they stopped lightsabers with the Force. On Ahsoka, they've done it like 3 or 4 times in this show alone. Then we have surviving a lightsaber stab, something the mighty Qui-Gon Jinn was unable to accomplish. But in The Rise of Skywalker, Kylo survives. In Kenobi, the Grand Inquisitor survives, and Reva gets stabbed twice, once as a child, and lives. Sabine also has pretty good luck with her lightsaber owie, even though it would have punctured her intestines and liver. And finally, the epic hallway scene. Now admittedly, this one is pretty wizard, and I started this trend in Rogue One. My son carried on the tradition in the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. Even Balin got his turn in the first episode of Ahsoka. And while this particular gimmick is undeniably wizard, it still feels like they are repeating themselves. I know this is like poetry, it's supposed to rhyme, but gee whiz, come up with something new already. Now, call me biased here, but I did like seeing Hayden Christensen once again. But rather than having Anakin show up as a hologram message from the past, why didn't they have me show up as a Force ghost? It's like Disney has forgotten Force ghosts are a thing. How wizard would it have been to have Ahsoka going on one last spirited adventure with me tagging along as a Force ghost? It would have been great. But speaking of blue guys, Thrawn is still packing up with the stormtroopers so they can move along, and this is where we get the biggest plot hole in the entire show. Once Ahsoka drops out of hyperspace in her Shamu taxi, Papa Smurf needs to know where she is. So what does he do? He asks the three sisters from Hocus Pocus to frighten us with their sorcerer's ways and find Ahsoka. They pinpoint her exact location in a matter of minutes. Now if you ask me, it's all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense, but here's the problem. If he could ask them to find Ahsoka for him, why didn't he ask them to find Ezra Bridger? He's been looking for the dweeb for like 9 years apparently. Some tactical genius he turned out to be. The witches are morons too, because they never thought to use their powers to find one dude hanging out in a trailer park full of snail people. It's dumb. I know I might seem like I'm being a bit hard on this, but this is the second to last episode of the season. This should have been one of the best written and most compelling episodes we've gotten so far, but all they managed to do was bore me, annoy me, and create a massive plot hole that unravels the whole subplot between Thrawn and Ezra. They certainly have an uphill battle to win me over with the season finale this Tuesday. But with how much I loved episode 5 of this show, it is possible, so I'm still gonna give it a chance. But those are my thoughts on it. What did you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And if you're new here, join the Empire today by subscribing. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.